on the road. The Phils are happy to be back at the Yard, where they begin a 4-game series with the San Francisco Giants. It's the red-hot Giants that are in town with a record of 19-15. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. After the first couple weeks of the regular season, we were from a distance saying, what is wrong with the San Francisco Giants? Well, now we're saying the Giants are doing everything right the way they're playing.
They sure have. They're winning 8 of their last 10. They're just in Atlanta, where they swept the Braves, who the Phillies have had a ton of problems with this season. Take a look at the first 16 games, just 6-10. You see the average was low, the ERA was high. Well, the last 18 games, completely different story.
Well, 5.3 runs per game, a 272 team batting average, runners in scoring position well over 300. Brandon Crawford has been sizzling hot for the San Francisco Giants.
He's been really good. Although you look at the average just sitting at 250, well, that doesn't really show how hot he's been lately. He is starting to really heat up for the San Francisco Giants. Another guy that they went out and got, Andrew McCutchen. We knew what he did in Pittsburgh, but his average just at 246. Again, that doesn't talk about how good he's been recently.
One of the things that has really stood out about the Giants, particularly this past weekend against the Atlanta Braves, in all 3 games, the Braves jumped out to an early lead. But in all 3 games, the Giants scored runs in the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th innings of those ball games, and that led them to the series sweep. The Phillies, well, they're hoping to neutralize them tonight with Zach Eflin, and hopefully he's as good as he was his last time out.
We've seen Zach Eflin over the last couple of seasons, predominantly fastball slider. Well, he had his off-speed pitches working really well down in Miami, and that's what he was able to get a lot of outs with. And that's one thing that Rick Kranitz and the coaching staff wanted him to do when he got sent down from spring training. They said you have to get outs with your secondary pitches. That's what he did in AAA, and that's what he did the other night in Miami.
Now, he went 5 innings without allowing a base hit or a base runner, and then in the 6th inning gave up the home run to Justin Bour, but really was fantastic. That night, it was all about the Phillies offense, that they couldn't get him some additional runs, so he was not able to walk away with the victory. Hopefully tonight, he will be able to walk away with that victory. He'll be opposed by Jeff Samardzija, making his 4th start for San Francisco. Lineups at first pitch when we return.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota, the summer starts here at Toyota. Let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com.
Zach Eflin's already out on the mound, getting himself ready for tonight's start. Trying to really capitalize on what he did his last time out. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Gregor Blanco leads it off in left field. Andrew McCutchen will bat second. He's in right field with Pence on the disabled list. Posey, well, Posey's just Posey. He's having another outstanding year, not only offensively, but also defensively. They will face the right-hander Zach Eflin. Eflin, 6 innings last time, 4 strikeouts. He has faced the Giants 3 other times. And he's hoping to keep on building and staying Ben down in the strike zone like he was against the Marlins.
It's huge, and they'd like to see him just stay at that velocity, keep the foot on the throttle. He was perfect through his first 5 in Miami the other night. He'll sit about 93, but he has the ability to throw a fastball at 89. He has the ability to throw a fastball at 96. They'd like to see him keep his foot on the gas a bit more.
He is concluding his warm-up tosses. The Phillies and the Giants. Since 2014, the Phils are 10-16 against the Giants, who really have turned some things around. They're now 19-15. They're 4 games out of first place. Bruce Bochy's team is behind the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are the top team in the National League West. Colorado's number 2. There's Ben's former skipper. 1,870. He's only 2 games over 500, which is amazing. That's what the Padres will do for you.
Yeah, he didn't have too good of squads in San Diego.
Well, here's Gregor Blanco, who will lead things off. Blanco was 2 for 13 in the series against the Braves. The first pitch of the night in there for strikes are underway, and it's 0-1. By the way, it is a gorgeous night here in South Philadelphia.
Sure is.
Just a bit outside, 1-1. There's a lot going on around the complex. The Sixers are across the street playing the Celtics. Game 4 of their series. 1-2. 74 degrees, mostly cloudy. On the outside corner, that ball cut back beautifully. Out number 1. I mean, it wasn't a cutter, but it cut back.
And there you see the velocity at 96. He has that ability, and it's free and easy. He gets this pitch all night. It's going to be a good night for Zach Eflin.
Well, it's nice that he got that pitch.
Yes.
There's an art to that frame in there, Ben.
That it is. I just don't hope or Alfaro does it on every pitch. You know, they're the ones that are completely off. You're not going to fool Brian Knight back there.
McCutchen pulls it foul. Ron Wotus knocks it down, and it's 0-1. McCutchen has reached base safely in 17 consecutive games. He had 5 hits and 10 at-bats during the series against the Braves. And a line drive base hit to left center field. Odubel gets to it quickly. McCutchen will put the brakes on around first. And a 1-out single. Boy, they really do need him to keep on hitting, because he, like a handful of Giants hitters, really struggled out of the gates. Buster Posey also had 5 hits against the Braves. In fact, the Giants, everybody in their lineup hit against the Braves.
There were some interesting throwovers in D.C., weren't there?
By interesting, what do you mean? Do you mean interesting errors?
No, I mean just Scherzer yesterday, and how many times they kept throwing over the Nats.
He's not good at it either, so I'm not sure why they kept doing it. 1 ball and no strikes to Posey. He's hit in 5 straight, 307 overall.
Posey has started 24 games now behind the plate and 4 games over at first base. We might see him at first base during this series. And he just lost his bat. There's going to be a happy Giants fan that's going to pick it up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's a good one.
Well, it's even better because it didn't hit anybody. It hit the seat.
True.
But that had some spin on it. Time now for our Nissan upgrade. Highest career averages against the Phillies. Buster Posey is up at the top. For years it was Todd Helton who sat at the top, but he went downhill the last few years against the Phils. 1 ball, 1 strike. .96 and 1 and 2.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to be on the same list as Wally Pipp.
Wally Pipp was a good player despite the Lou Gehrig situation.
You see Johnny O on that list. There's some good hitters.
How about me saying Wally Pipp was a good player? Like I saw him. His numbers dictate that he was a good player. Got him. Second strikeout for Eflin.
Posey just caught in the middle there. The one that he threw the bat in the stands was all-speed pitch way out in front, and then Eflin comes back and throws 96 right by him. You used to see Buster. That's a very awkward swing for him. He kind of gets caught in the middle. He's thinking fastball, very defensive swing. Good pitch. That first movement was out.
So now Brandon Belt, who's hitting .328 in his last 18 games.
Stay away from down and in. Another throw over here.
Fastball, 1-1.
The way Jorge's been throwing the ball lately, I just tell Kutch, go ahead and take off. If you can beat me, you can beat me.
That is a great challenge to have.
It really, I mean, the throws he had last couple of games just been unbelievable. Throwing the ball downhill. I mean, he doesn't run like he used to. Still quick.
Just a bit outside. Two balls and 1 strike to Belt. 298 overall. Changeup almost, right?
Mm-hmm. The pitch he only throws about 7% of the time, that changeup, but if he keeps throwing it like this, you might see a few more of them, especially to the lefties. Doubled up.
Which isn't a bad idea when you're throwing 96 miles an hour. Almost there. 3-2. He might have gotten that pitch earlier in the inning, so that's why they keep trying to go to that spot.
Carlos will play behind McCutchen here at first base with a lefty up to guard against the double down the line.
So McCutchen goes, and a changeup just a bit low.
Was it?
Didn't look it, but it must have been just below the box, according to the home plate umpire Brian Knight. Jerry Davis, the crew chief. Will there be a point where he can throw that pitch lower to a left-hander and maybe get him to swing over it, that slider?
Yes, but he has to command the inside part of the plate with his fastball first, because then you'll make the hitter speed up and then he'll swing over the top of it.
Another slider, almost the same spot, misses lower though, 1-1. McCutchen leads off second base, Belt off first here in the first inning. Broken bat looper and caught by Scott Kingery. He went high in the air and reeled it in, and he just saved the Phils from giving up a first inning run.
Fly, Scotty, fly.
He had the jetpack on. No runs, one hit, two men left, and Scott Kingery pulling one out of the air. Top of the first inning, and now they'll go after right-hander Jeff Samardzija. Let's take a look at that Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. Cesar leads it off, and then Rhys Hoskins, Odubel Herrera. And then the big change for the Phils is that Maikel Franco moves up to the number 4 spot ahead of Carlos Santana. That's because he's been red hot. And they will face Samardzija. Samardzija's 33 years old. Has not really fared the way I think he thought he would when he came out of Notre Dame and chose baseball over football. But he still has the ability to throw a good game from time to time with some good movement on his pitches.
He's got enough of them.
Here's Cesar, who's 0 for his last 8. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball and 1 strike. 1-2.
Awful lot of money they paid this young man.
Yep. 5 years, $90 million. He's 22 and 27 since signing the contracts. with an ERA of 4.15.
And taking the ball every fifth day has been a challenge.
Well, I mean, this is the third year of the deal, and he's 22 and 27. 2-2 pitch to Hernandez. Upstairs, 3-2. Rhys Hoskins on deck. Fights it off to stay alive. Another one fouled away. This is a good thing for them to keep fouling pitches off and keep his pitch count up. Now their bullpen is decent.
Yes.
ERA of 3.58. But you can get to it in the first game.
And that man right there, Bruce Bochy,
He'll go to his bullpen.
he knows how to use a
Yes,
bullpen.
he does. Ball 4. So Cesar works out a walk to start the inning. And here comes Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins was 2 for 12 the series against the Nationals, which is, if you saw Gabe's comments yesterday, it was a tough series to finish up. A game that the Phillies had a 3-run lead and they just couldn't hold it. They could have found themselves tied for first place coming home for this 4-game series.
And the reason it was so tough to swallow is because that game was in hand. It was in hand.
And quite honestly, they fought hard to get those 4 runs. Because Scherzer was nasty yesterday.
How about that? That was the first time in Major League history that 15 strikeouts were recorded in just 6 1/3 innings. In the history of baseball, you would have think that had been done before.
I saw that early on after he had left the game, and I thought, well, we got to check that one to see if it's right.
Couldn't believe it. This game's been going on for a couple years now.
It sure has. There goes Cesar. Pitches outside. Throw to second is offline. And Hernandez has stolen his 6th base. You can run on Samardzija.
I was waving him up here in the booth. I said, just go. That's just too high of a leg kick. Buster knows he's got to get rid of it quickly. Nobody's going to throw him out there.
Yeah, Posey now 1 for 12 throwing runners out this year. Popped him up behind home plate, out of play. Phillies find themselves a game back of the Atlanta Braves. The Mets a game and a half back. That's a tight division. Even the Marlins are playing better baseball.
I think it's going to be this way the entire season.
You think the Marlins will stay close at least?
No.
Arizona leads the West. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins. Outside ball 4. And Odubel's coming up.
There's no way he wants to do that. I know he had a base open, but there's nobody else. It's the first inning. Hoskins has been struggling, and you don't want this man coming up.
No, Odubel's been the Phillies' hottest hitter. He and Franco. Odubel was 4 for 12 against the Nationals. He's reached base safely in 35 consecutive games. In the air to right center field. Make it 36. That ball is long gone. Wow. A 3-run home run, and the Phillies take the early lead.
El Torito cuadrangular por la calle, yes.
424 feet is the estimated distance of that home run.
Good night.
And it gives the Phils a 3-0 lead. 4th home run of the year for Odubel. 36 consecutive games that he has reached base safely.
I try and tell folks just how strong this man is. Not big in stature, but he is compact and strong as anybody. It's a big one there. Yeah, you can sit there and watch it for a second. It goes that far. Dugout loves it.
Since 2000, Bobby Abreu's streak was at 48 games. Rollins was next at 38. Now Odubel. Schmidt has the all-time franchise record at 56 consecutive games. Exit velocity 107.2. Franco pops it up. Posey. That ball kind of took a left turn.
Yeah, it was weird.
One gone for Carlos Santana. Santana 4 for 12 against the Nats. 0 for 7 against Samardzija with a couple of walks. Ball with 2 strikes as he fouls the fastball back. 95 from Samardzija on that one. Popped it up. Ben, have you ever caught 2 pop-ups in 1 inning?
No. Definitely. Well, I may have, but definitely not back to back.
Nick Williams getting his 2nd start in the last 3 days. 2 for his last 25. Had a huge pinch hit yesterday. Off speed pitch, 0-1. Well, I guess they know the book on Nick Williams. Because he's going to get a fastball on that first pitch. He's going to go after it. So you offset it with a changeup.
Yeah. His AB yesterday was just spectacular.
Yeah, I know Solis was killing himself in the dugout for giving up that hit. It wasn't a bad pitch.
It wasn't a bad pitch. The only thing is he was beating him with the fastball.
Yes. Low, 1-2. Bouncing ball right side. Foul ball.
Nice.
The bat didn't sound good after
It did
he hit
not
it.
sound good. I'd like to see that. I thought that was going to stay fair. We'd like to see Nick get another swing here, possibly.
line drive base hit to center field.
Useful.
So Nick is aboard with a 2-out single, and now Scott Kingery is coming up.
On the day after the Phillies struck out 18 times, I noticed right then and there Nick Williams went up about an inch off the bat, choked up, stayed up the middle, and had a good result. I'm not saying you're going to get a hit every time up. Obviously not if you choke up with 2 strikes, but you think it gives you a little bit more back control, have at it.
Yeah, and if you can carry it over from, let's say, BP into the game, because some guys can't, because it changes the way the bat feels. John Maley working with Scott Kingery before the ball game. They're trying to get him to stride a little bit farther. And he doesn't stride that far anyway, but just make it a little bit.
I don't think I've ever heard that before. They're trying to get a hitter to stride farther.
Because he doesn't stride much at all. Maybe I'm not explaining it rightly. See, just go a little bit.
Right.
No balls and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And they do look at everything. Kevin Camasholi, as Kevin Jordan called him this weekend, camcorder Kevin. I looked at him when he said it. When Kevin first started, Camasholi, that's what they used to call him, he said, when Kevin was playing. So many Kevins, you have to have nicknames.
That's true. They do put in their hours, though, don't they?
The Kevins?
No, I'm saying the video coaches, and the Kevins do, but video coaching staff, and they do such a fine job. They put in their hours and they get results.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Still haven't filled in all my boxes yet, Tom.
For this inning?
Yeah, I forgot Odubel's home run. I filled in the other 2.
Way to bury the lead, Ben. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That slider had some movement at 90 miles an hour.
May have been the cutter there, but that had some depth, though. Could have been a slider.
.30 pitches for Samardzija. There goes. Pitch is lined on 1 hop out to short, bobbled by Crawford, and that will be an error. And it puts runners on first and second. And here comes Alfaro.
Very sure-handed Brandon Crawford. You just don't know how the ball is going to react, especially this early in the ball game because of the moisture on the dirt. I think that ball stayed down more than he thought it was going to. Kingery busting out into the box, all the way through the bag.
I think once it hit him in the schnoz, I don't think he was able to get his bearings to pick it up. Alfaro, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in.
Thing you'd love to see, that right there. 33 pitches. Especially nice in the first game. If you do have to run a couple guys out of the bullpen, the first game of a 4-game series, he might start to tire.
Bullpen's quiet for the moment, but it may not be much longer. 8th man to hit in this inning for the Phillies is Jorge Alfaro. Curveball. He throws a knuckle curve, and he's only thrown one other one. I don't even think he's thrown another one in this inning. And now 3 balls and 1 strike. And that'll load up the bases for Eflin.
Well done, Jorge.
3 walks now for Samardzija.
That's why hitting 8th, or hitting in front of the pitcher in the National League is so difficult, especially with runners in scoring position and especially with 2 outs.
Kurt Young is the pitching coach for the Giants. The Giants are going to get somebody up in the bullpen. Pierce Johnson, the right-hander, is going to start to fire in the pen. You know, the other part of this too is that he's not just barely missing where you're questioning the strike zone for the umpire.
Right.
I mean, he's missing.
He's just emotionless out there. You notice that? He just kind of
but sometimes they feel like people say that's good for a starter. He overthrew that one toward the outer half. That was that slider slash cutter. Slider and cutter are both at the same velocity for Samardzija. Cutter is usually a hair higher. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, he may have gotten that pitch there. That was close. He called a strike, 1-2. Boy, this is a 40-pitch inning when this one comes. That's a lot of pitches. Had a strike 3 call. Well, for somebody that scuffled as much as Samardzija did, he got a couple close pitches there at the ends. Odubel Herrera, though, has given the Phils a 3-0 lead. If you're the Giants, you're walking away thinking, boy, this could have been a whole lot worse. We go to the second. Phils 3, Giants 0. Giants are here. It's a Hatfield Phillies Frank Dollar Dog Night. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets now. Well, the Phillies lead at 3-0 as we go to the top of the second. It'll be Brandon Crawford, Alan Hansen, and Gorkis Hernandez. There's a perfect candidate for the Simba cam right there, Ben. You can lift that little lady up.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Could she be any cuter?
No, I don't think so. Brandon Crawford is 10 for his last 18. 0-1. His average at 250. Eventually, the Braves took a first inning lead in all 3 games this past weekend. But the Giants scored 8 runs in the second, 6 runs in the third, and 5 in the 4th innings of games. And it erased any kind of deficit they had each day. They had 359 with 18 extra base hits in the series against the Atlanta Braves. That's some potency. Crawford bunts toward third. Eflin off the mound, bare hands, throws in time. Wow, that's an excellent play for the 6'6" Zach Eflin.
He made it look easy, and that was a good bunt. So important to field your position as a pitcher. Bare hands it, fires a strike on Carlos. I've seen Carlos take that throw a lot with his left foot on the bag. I don't know why, because you're able to range farther with your right foot if you're right-handed. If you're a right-handed first baseman like Carlos is, you have more range if you put your right foot on the bag. You can extend farther.
Yeah, which would be the normal way of first base.
Exactly.
Curveball 0-2 to Alan Hansen. How is this guy in Sacramento? So with Joe Paddock on the disabled list with the thumb injury, they're able to use him. Fastball and a strike 3 called. Well, it doesn't matter how hot you are. That outside corner is Zach Eflin's tonight, at least for the first inning and 2/3, 2 outs.
Look at our pitch cast by P.J. Wheelhands. Hey, if he's going to keep giving it to you and you can get it there, have at it.
Well, you have to say that he gave it to Samardzija on a couple pitches toward the end of that inning, too. Gorkis Hernandez, his 11th start.
Oh. How did that not hit him?
How did it not hit his bat? Not hit his bat.
That is incredible.
He didn't seem amused by it.
No, he didn't. That was a curveball. Looked like Neo in the Matrix. Keanu Reeves. Dodging bullets. You missed me, didn't you?
1 ball and 2 strikes to Hernandez. Off his hands. We got a race for the foul ball right now, Ben. Who can climb over or under a bar faster?
Zach's feeling froggy tonight.
I like his tempo too. It's kind of like it was in Miami. And a strike 3 called. 94.
That's a four-seamer on the inner half. That's 4 strikeouts for Eflin through the first 2. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 Phillies. NBC Sports Philadelphia. Get insider access, player updates, interviews, and more. On air, online, and on social. NBC Sports Philadelphia, your Sixers playoff destination. Sixers are up 14, 76-62, with a little more than a minute 45 to play in the third quarter. Well, top of the order due up. Let's see if the Phillies can add some more. They're up 3-0 against Jeff Samardzija and the Giants. Samardzija threw 40 pitches in the first inning. And he begins the second inning the same way he started the first.
And the reason that's so hard in the first inning is because he had just completed his bullpen session. So you go from really getting gassed up, getting a good sweat going out there, to coming right out to the mound. It's basically throwing 2 back-to-back bullpens.
Yeah, without the same time in between a half inning. You can't get that fastball down, though. You know, it keeps riding up. The 40-pitch inning for Samardzija is the 3rd of his career. It's not often that starting pitchers have 40 pitches in an inning.
No.
A lot of times managers will take you out before you get to that point. Cesar very comfortable with running the count 3-2. Off the third base line, Longoria. Boy, he is good, isn't he?
Play.
Evan Longoria has always handled his glove well over third base. Time now for our Geico quote of the day. Samardzija on picking baseball over football. I love both, and I knew it would be a tough decision. Before I went back for my senior year of football, it really opened my eyes as to what the sport was all about. I was intrigued at the amount of time I had put in football that I hadn't put in baseball. I was intrigued by what the ceiling was and where we could get to. I had fun playing baseball, and that was the most important thing. I don't know. I always wonder what kind of receiver he would have been, but the longevity of baseball outweighs that of football. And let's face it, he made the right decision because he's made a lot of money.
Yes, he has. He'll be able to walk when he's older.
I don't know. I kind of watch John walk around every once in a while, and I'm not sure about that. ball and 1 strike to Hoskins.
He could go up and get it though, couldn't he? Great hands. Seems frustrated. He goes harder, harder, harder. It's his highest velocity of the night at 96, but another ball.
Three and 2. This is the 5th 3-ball count that Samardzij's had in the first 2 innings, and the 4th full count for Samardzij. 3-2 pitch. Popped him up. Shallow left. Crawford is there. And now Blanco calls him off and makes the catch for the 2nd out. Now Odubel Herrera's coming up. Well, here's how good Samardzij was at Notre Dame. He established the single season record with 1,215 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns in 05. He finished with 27 touchdowns and 2,593 receiving yards. And as you would expect, his numbers in baseball were pretty darn good.
That'd be such a tough place to play, though. I went on a recruiting visit to Notre Dame, and thinking playing baseball here in February, end of February, March.
You grew up in the Northeast, though.
Yeah, but it's South Bend's different.
It is different. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big Irishman like you. You must have been in heaven walking on that campus.
I was.
Did you go to a football game?
We did.
What game did you go to?
BYU, and they lost.
Oof.
My folks went out. My uncle Gene O'Malley went out.
You brought all the Irishmen.
That's true.
Opposite way, 1 and 2.
My uncle Gene was such a Notre Dame fan. When they would win, he would have his daughters riding around the neighborhood with the Notre Dame flag out the window. And we were getting ready to go into the football game, and we're like, "Where's Uncle Gene?" And we look back, and he was staring
on the field.
He was staring up at touchdown Jesus, bawling his eyes out. One of the coolest things we ever got to do with him. And he loved Notre Dame.
One ball, 2 strikes to Odubel. Had the 3-run home run his first time up. Fouls it back to the screen. He provided us with that Toyota turning point in that first inning.
First pitch fastball was a big one. 424, Tom?
Yep.
424 feet later. Phillies up 3-0. That is your Toyota turning point.
Threw him something soft as it bounces past Murph.
You know what I love to
1 and
see?
2.
That's what I like to see right there. Starting pitcher, catcher. Injernap obviously has the night off. Who better to sit next to than someone like Jake Arrieta? Go over sequences, what he would be thinking out on the mound right now, just so next time he's back behind the plate, you're going to be on the same page with Jake Arrieta. Pick his brain. Love to see that stuff.
Out toward left field. Going back on it is Blanco, and he's under it and makes the catch. And the inning is over. Phillies go down 1-2-3 here in the 2nd, but it's another 18 pitches for Samardzij. We're on to the 3rd. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, the question is this: who was the last Giants player before Brandon Crawford to win 3 consecutive Gold Gloves? Answer will be revealed a little later on. Ooh, nice swing off the face of the video board.
Walk it off, Reese.
When you do a bat flip, though, you can't allow it to hit you, though.
No.
Here's Samardzija. Ball got a piece of the home plate umpire. Brian Knight. What did you say? He was in rookie ball when you were in rookie ball?
Yes.
You should have been an umpire then, Ben. You'd still be in the game.
Pioneer League.
Out to short. Kingree's got it. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. And a girl right through the middle. Gregor Blanco struck out looking his first time to the plate.
Brian Knight, his minor league service included the Pioneer, which I was in his first year, Midwest, Florida State, Southern, and Pacific Coast Leagues.
Little floater out toward left, and Reese is there. How old was he when he came up to the big leagues? Did it say that? And I ask this because the last time Eflin pitched, there was a 30-year-old umpire who was in his rookie year in the big leagues, and a 28-year-old umpire that was in his second year in the big leagues.
Well, it says here that he has worked as a full-time Major League Baseball umpire since 2011.
But he was probably up before that in some, fill-in capacity.
He was a home plate umpire for John Lester's no-hitter in 2008 and Josh Beckett's in 2014, which was here.
Wow, so he was a fill-in or a part-time umpire for a number of years. Should have been an umpire, Ben. You would have been a big umpire. With 2 to McCutchen, who singled his first time up. See if he can dot that slider toward the outer half here after going in. On the inside corner with a 94-mile-an-hour heater. 5 strikeouts for Eflin. He needed 11 pitches to set the Giants down in order in their half of the third. Boy, that's really good placement of that pitch.
Same one he got.
scored all 3 runs in the first inning when they batted around against Samardzija, who will begin this inning with 58 pitches under his belt. And Maikel Franco will lead things off. Maikel popped out, was very frustrated about popping out his last time up, is now 5 for his last 12. And there's a lot of good things, Murph, that he's been doing over the last several days that have gotten him back to the cleanup spot.
Yeah, Maikel Franco has been very good over the last couple weeks, really, Tom. And if you don't believe me, well, then I'll take you into the numbers and show you why he has been so good. First 12 games of the season, he was just batting .214. He had a chase rate of 37% in those games, but that has dropped now in the last 16 games to 26%. That is an enormous drop. It's second best in baseball in that time. And, you know, to add to those numbers as he grounds that one up the middle, to add to those numbers, in those first 12 games, he swung the bat 99 times and he made quality contact just 10 times out of that. But since then, 101 swings, and he's made quality contact 27 times that resulted in 15 hits. So those are the numbers right there, but really all you just need are your eyeballs to watch and see how good he has been over the last couple of weeks.
I like the fact that he's on the list with Mookie Betts, who was just off to an amazing start for the Red Sox. Here's Carlos Santana, who popped out also.
Well, you know, Murph, there's a lot of, obviously, in the sabermetrics and the analytics, there's a lot of numbers that people put stock in. You've heard me talk about it before. I'm a huge believer in exit velocity. How hard you hit the ball. The more frequent you hit the ball, the more consistent you're going to be, the more hits you're going to get. And that's why we've seen his average creep up.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that number just really jumped out at me. You know, you think about it, 99 swings and just 10 quality contacts. You know, and that's hitting the ball hard, in other words. The next 101 swings, so 2 more, 27 times. That's, again, an enormous jump. So he's obviously barreling up a lot of more baseballs, and that's going to get you good results.
That is drastic.
Well, he swung at the first pitch for the first out here in this inning, and now it's 1-1 to Santana.
Just look at his first at bat yesterday against Scherzer. You know, ends up getting that single to right field.
That's, a little bloop.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's, you know.
No, but that's good. He was staying in.
Exactly. Swinging for the fences. No, stay in there.
Yeah, he waited till later in the game to swing for the fences.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a shot.
Heads up.
Two balls and 2 strikes. The key, though, for him is to let it keep on going, because he's obviously in a good sequence right now.
Right. That's what I said in the pregame show yesterday in the studio, is the fact that, Maikel, just because you're doing this right now, you don't have to do anything better. You don't have to do anything more drastic. You say, okay, I've got my average up, maybe now I can start to swing for the fences again. No, just stay within yourself. And the reason he's gotten like that is because that shoulder's staying in, the bat staying in the zone longer. His extension after contact has been better.
Three balls and 2 strikes to Santana. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Two away. 8-pitch at bat for Santana. It's the second strikeout for Samardzija. Nothing fast for Nick Williams with the first pitch. A little difference in pitch count between the 2 starters. But again, the Phillies, you know, they got the 3 in the first. Be nice to get some more against Samardzija. Pulled towards first. On one hop, Belt's got it. unassisted. So Margin now has retired 7 straight. 3 in the books in South Philly. We'll go to the 4th. Where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families. 3-0 Phillies on top. We move to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Posey, Brandon Belt, and Evan Longoria for the Giants. Pretty nice shot. Folks out in Ashburn Alley watching on the big screen behind the brick wall. Who has the remote? First pitch coming to Posey. Down the right field line, foul territory. Williams. He was moving. See one of the old time Sixer warm-up tops down the right field line. Looked like it was from Dr. J's era. 0-1 to Posey. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think they're going to have a lot of battles for years to come, Sixers and Celtics, just because of the youth of both teams.
The Utes.
Boy, is that some good hitting.
So Posey serves one to right field. And he starts the 4th with a leadoff single, and it brings Brandon Belt up. I think you're right about that, Ben. I think the scary part is that the Celtics play with without 2 of their better players. You see Posey swing.
That's a good piece of hitting.
Posey has a 308 lifetime batting average, which is tied with Mike Piazza among catchers for the 5th highest total for a catcher in baseball history. 0-1 to Belt. He has the 8th highest on base percentage of any catcher in history at 376.
not getting that pitch anymore, Ben. Got him. Alfaro hangs on 6 strikeouts for Eflin. And with 1 out, it brings Longoria to the plate. Ben, it's not too late to purchase a season ticket plan for this year with as little as 8 games. You could go to 8 games, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
You could become a season ticket holder and take advantage of some great benefits, such as invites to exclusive season ticket holder events. Like tonight, you could have met Scott and Larry in the executive dining room. Visit Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. Longoria lined softly to short. It was a fantastic play by Kingery, and it robbed him of an RBI his first time up. Over toward third, a foul ball.
Talk about someone who got off to a slow start.
Oh, yeah. Not so much anymore. Last 18 games, he has 5 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Previous 16, he had 1 home run, or 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs. He got him with a high fastball. 7 strikeouts for Eflin.
And that one was at the perfect height. Anything higher than that is not going to look appetizing. You see where the mitt is if Jorge gets it up there just high enough. Well, that looks good. I'll go after that one. Next thing you know, you're way behind it. Can't catch up.
Well, 7 strikeouts now for Eflin through 3 2/3. And that is a career high.
What's nice is the fact that he's getting ahead and putting them away. They're not fouling pitches off, not running deeper counts like we saw Scherzer do yesterday. That's why his pitch count was up so high. And 7 strikeouts, and just to have the 54 pitches, that's efficient for having that many Ks.
Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. In the air to left center field, Odubel venturing back. He's got a beat on it. Calls off Hoskins. And that will do it for the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Ben, you've got a minute and a half to go get yourself a cheesesteak.
Dealers. And by Jefferson Health, call 800-JEFF-NOW or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Well, it's nice to be back in Philadelphia after being in Miami for 3, and then the off day in Washington, and then 3 in D.C. And it would have been nice to be home with a 3-3 road trip. Gabe was talking today about the bullpen. They added Sir Anthony Dominguez, the hard-throwing right-hander we saw in spring training, and he was electric.
Yes.
But he has moved quickly, and he's in the bullpen for Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan came down with an injury earlier today, a back strain. So he's been placed on the disabled list, which is unfortunate because he'd been pitching so well. But Gabe kind of said today, and he has said this all year, even back to spring training, that all of the relievers, including Hector, have to be prepared to pitch at any time, meaning that somebody else could pitch the 9th inning in a save situation. At least that's what I got out of it. I don't know if you got that out of it, Ben, but that's what it sounded like.
Yes.
Two balls, no strikes to Kingery.
Yeah, he got one there, but he seems to be yanking everything glove side. Be outside to a righty, into a lefty.
To the right side, and that's skidded right past the second baseman. And Kingery's on base for the second time. Well, this Sunday is Mother's Appreciation Day here at Citizens Bank Park. It's sponsored by Hers and the free ladies pullover to women 15 and older. We saw this giveaway in spring training, and it's a fantastic pullover for the ladies to come out and get. Go to Phillies.com to order your tickets now. You never have enough pullovers, Ben.
No.
At least that's what my closet's telling me. 0-1 Alfaro. They're like T-shirts. The amount of pullovers.
You have that many?
Yes. Well, the ones we've worn on the air alone.
Yes. Yeah, this is just my 4th year, but I've accumulated quite a few.
Yes, you have. It's like a rainbow of colors too, from the Kate Upton blue to the red one we have this year.
And I must say, you do a fine job of organizing which ones we're going to wear.
Yeah, the weather's kind of been a little different this year.
They flinched, did Scott Kingery.
That is not Kate Upton blue, that shirt, but that is a nice one.
What is Kate Upton blue?
It's like a bright blue. Out towards shallow right. And one away.
Kate Upton blue.
Do you know why we called it that? We were trying to decipher that we had two different blues. We had a navy blue and we had a lighter blue.
So it's like a Carolina blue?
It's a little darker and brighter. So we were just trying to decipher it for Wheels and Sarge. So we just called it Kate Upton blue.
Why?
Well, because it would look good on Kate Upton.
valid answer.
We had to have a little. We had to have some tools.
Okay.
To make sure everybody wore the right pullover. Everybody remembered which one was the Kate Upton blue one.
Sarge would struggle with that from time to time.
Well, he's not here for me to defend, for him to defend himself, but yes, he would.
Let the record show that Sarge is T-Mac's favorite person in the world.
Eflin fouls it back.
When you talk about Sarge, your face just lights up.
He makes me laugh. Well, he is one of the best people in the world.
Yes.
Truly is. And he would bring me some form of treat almost every day. Kingery goes, pitch is popped up. Posey is back, and it's out of play. Nice play on the one hop. Another one fouled away.
This guy's getting a workout in.
Uh-oh. Did he jam his thumb?
His thumb or finger.
Jose Flores immediately came over to chat with him. Yeah, they're going to ask for one of the athletic trainers to come out. So Chris Mudd comes out. I think it might be his thumb, not the one that went to the bag.
Is his ring finger? Yeah.
Oh, it is the one that went to the bag.
Yeah, you saw kind of just bend back.
I thought it was the other hand when it hit the dirt.
Last thing you want is a nagging injury like that, because A, it's on his right hand, so he's throwing with it. But gripping a bat is not easy. Take a look at his ring finger right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Completely bent that thing down.
Eflin down on strikes. And that is the third strikeout for Samardzija. When you're down to your last box of Green Mountain K-Cup pods, call upon the local company who has perfected the perks of same-day delivery. Order by 11:30 a.m. And your WB Mason driver delivers right to your break room. Local, fast, and convenient. Who but WB Mason? Cesar has seen 14 pitches in his first 2 at-bats tonight from Samardzija. He and Hoskins have been a big problem for Samardzija as far as the pitch count is concerned. There goes Kingery, a little delayed steal, and he's in and is able to keep his hand on the bag as he skidded right past it. And we saw that in spring training a handful of times. We've only seen it a couple of times during the regular season.
And it's perfect timing, but it works so well, especially with a lefty up, because Buster Posey is blocked out. You don't hear that initial runner.
He is so quick too.
Yeah, but that's typically what the first baseman or the bench would yell, is runner. But the delay, you don't get to hear that. And therefore you get lulled to sleep as a catcher. Exactly what happened to Buster Posey.
Well, he's got a chance to be a really good player in the big leagues because of all the attributes that he has.
I'd like to see him slide sooner.
In the air to right field. Down and in, and Cesar didn't miss it into the second deck. A 2-run home run, and the Phillies are on top 5-0. Wow.
How can you swing that easily at a baseball and not be a monster of a man? And to have a ball go that far. It's all about the timing, T-Mac.
Well, he had been 0 for 9 until that home run.
And Cesar is strong, but this swing is so easy. That ball goes into orbit. Look at that. Head down on it.
Well, 429 feet was the estimated distance. 5-0 Phillies. And now bullpen action again. Snelton is up. Hoskins sends one to left center field, but Hernandez is going to run it down. Yeah, that wraps up the 4th inning for the Phils, but they do get 2 more. They've used the long ball tonight. First it was Herrera, then it was Hernandez. And as we have finished up our 4th inning, the Phils have a 5-0 lead. Real smooth swing. And he got it out front. That's his 4th home run of the year. We'll be back with the top of the 5th. Well, this Wednesday when the Phillies take on the Giants, it's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. That great cap is given out to all fans when they come to the ballpark. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Alan Hansen serves the first pitch out to left field. Hoskins can't get it. They better get to it too, because Hansen can go quick. And he's already at second base with a leadoff double here in the 5th inning. So the Giants with a runner in scoring position for the 2nd time tonight. And here's Gorkys Hernandez. Pablo Sandoval is out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Samardzija, so he's going to be done after 4.
Gus Mars' struggles continue against the Fighting Phils. Came in with a 2-4 record with an 8.18 ERA.
And his numbers here, I think they're even worse here. So it looks like it'll be Snelton. I thought he offered at that. He definitely offered at that.
I thought he did.
The ball was past him when he pulled it back. But you have the home plate umpire who missed it, and you have the first base umpire who missed it.
Not where Jorge was set up, but that was a pretty good pitch.
Ball 4. That puts runners on first and second. Second walk issued by Eflin. And here comes Sandoval.
Not saying you can't throw a first pitch fastball, but the pen is going up there with one thing in mind right now, and that's making this a 2-run ball game.
Sandoval hitting .244 so far this year. Home run, 8 runs batted in. This is outside, 1-0.
Very late on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Stay with it.
Yeah, don't fool around with anything else. Maybe change the eye level a little bit, or just throw it in the same spot.
No, I just throw it in the same spot.
Got a piece of it, a little tardy.
It's not the position you want to be in as a hitter. Have your back elbow that far away from your body. Always tell kids, you know, you want to always say staying connected. Keep that back elbow much like a golf swing. Keep that back elbow as close to your body, to your torso as possible. That's going to keep you quick to the baseball and still provide power.
Time in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's late on the ball.
Late.
He's still late on the ball away, which means he's really going to be late on the ball in.
Well, we've seen him go in to the righties. One ball and 2 strikes. Got him.
He came back with a curveball, and that's 8 strikeouts for Eflin.
Awkward swing here. You're going to throw it lower than low. Well done.
Blanco is 0 for 2. He has struck out, and he's also flied out to left. Phillies lead it 5-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Really had a good fastball tonight. Did Blanco hurt himself, or did he just fall?
I think he just swung too hard. This is a rip and a half. See him overextend on that back foot. Just rolled it.
Surprised he didn't go back with it again. Well, you'd like to get him here because you've got the meat of the order coming up with McCutchen, Posey, Belt, Longoria. 3 balls, 1 strike. See, I like that he threw him a fastball there and challenged him.
Yeah.
Out to left field again. Playable for Hoskins. He made a good pitch with a count 3-2. So 2 away, and McCutchen is now up. Calling all Phillies authentic fans. Tomorrow night is your night at Citizens Bank Park. Head over to NBCPhiladelphia.com to get discounted tickets to the game, a choice of a good-looking hat, and other VIP surprises. But hurry, once these specially priced tickets are gone, they're gone. Rick Craddock's coming out to talk to Eflin with runners on first and second, and McCutchen coming up.
I think this is just to give Zach a breather.
7-pitch at bat by Blanco.
Yeah. First time he's really had traffic on the base paths tonight.
All right, so the meeting is over. They won't hold the runners on. McCutchen, who singled his first time up, struck out looking his last time. Pickoff play on.
Why?
Is that a rhetorical question?
I see no reason for it. If he wants to steal third right now, have at it. Go ahead, take third. And I want at home plate. 5-run ball game.
It's almost like yesterday with Hector. Why keep throwing over to first base? Popped him up. What a good pitch. Kingery on the left side. Franco is there as well, and Franco makes the call on the catch. And Zach Eflin works out of a little tight spot here in this 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Report Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, the Phillies picked up Joey Meneses from the Atlanta Braves as a minor league free agent this past offseason. He's had himself a really good week. He is the International League's Player of the Week. He had .520 with 2 home runs. He slugged .960. Phillies lead at 5-0 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Zach Eflin has been very good tonight for a 2nd consecutive outing. And now DJ Snelton will be the new pitcher for the Giants. This is his 4th ball game. Odubel shows bunt, takes outside.
Snelton fastball change slider 88 to 91 with his fastball, change 76 to 80, slider 79 to 81.
He is one of 3 lefties in the Giants bullpen. Made his major league debut on April 28th. Former 9th round pick out of the University of Minnesota. Three balls and no strikes. Ben, did you have a basketball hoop in your backyard or your driveway when you were a kid?
Yes.
Did you have a wiffle ball field?
Backyard.
You know what DJ Snelton had in his yard?
What?
Number 17 at Sawgrass.
What?
As Odubel works out a walk. His dad built a replica of the 17th hole at Sawgrass in their front yard.
Front yard?
Yeah. Spent nearly 5 years and $50,000 to build the golf hole.
That's a hobby.
It sure is.
The one with the island green?
Yeah. 0-1. I think we all did things like that. You tried to do something, whether it be make a field or line a basketball court in your driveway or line a football field in the street or in your grass. I don't think any of us spent $50,000.
No.
But You want to do it? You have it?
I've had it.
I've had it.
If you have those kind of resources.
No balls, 1 strike to Franco. He's got a little Alex Wood in him, doesn't he?
Yeah, because it's not ideal. I would never teach a youngster to throw like this, but he gets his shoulders so up and down. Typically, like the pitchers to keep your shoulders in the same plane as where you're throwing, but he really gets to tilting. He dips that back left shoulder. Looks like he's throwing uphill.
I think Odubel might be going. He has a really good lead off first base. A spinner, foul.
He comes at you with everything. The ball just doesn't get there. Kind of jumps at the hitter.
Phillies' longest measurement off the first base bag has been, I think it was 12 feet. Well, Odubel's taken it. I mean, look how far off he is. So he must have a good read. Now, he did take a half step back, but he's got an excellent lead.
I think Snelton's delivery doesn't enable him to have a good move to first base.
Right, and you can see it probably fairly easy.
Right, and quickly.
Over toward third, diving stop Longoria, and his throw to second goes off the glove of Hansen, and Odubel will go to third. It'll be an E5.
Yeah, it's a shame because Michael hits this ball so hard. Heck of a play to get to it. Bruce Bochy in disbelief. I mean, this is full extension. Nice piece of hitting there by Michael, but Longo just spikes it to Hansen at second base.
Odubel slid like 3 feet from the bag and then popped up and ran through the bag.
I think they would have turned it because the ball was hit so hard.
I would agree. And because of where Odubel was, he could not break up the play at all or impede the play at all.
Well, not that you're allowed to anymore.
Out towards center field. That'll get the run home. Maybe a little bit more. Hernandez going back, and it is. Did he hang on? Hung on. It's gone off his glove and into the bushes. A 3-run home run for Santana. Boy, Hernandez made a valiant effort after that one. It was in his glove, and then when he hit the fence, it popped into the bushes.
Carlos was due one of these. 3 balls that we've seen them hit to the track in dead center. Sure, I'm glad that ball goes over because Mike Kell was playing it off like it was going over the batter's eye.
Yep, he had it, and then he lost it.
Wow.
Snelton thinks he's got it. Now he's going to back up home. And then he realizes, oh, man. Look at the body get jarred and the ball pop out. And then right there, that's when I realized it because he put the whole glove over his face. A 3-run home run. It's 8-0 Phils.
What a turn of events. Mike Kell was all the way around second base. He would have been doubled up easily.
There's Nick Williams. He'll take strike one.
But if you're Snelton, you're thinking, sweet, a chance to get out of it.
It wasn't until he got behind home plate that he realized it was gone. Big curveball. Back toward the middle, another base hit for Nick Williams. This against a lefty. And Kurt Young going out to talk to the lefty. He just said, what happened to Buster Posey? Posey said he had it, and then he hit the fence and it went over.
Buster's like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
He did have it, though. I hate to say it because it's really hard to do it. We saw Odubel pull it back, but he needed to get another step back.
Yes.
And then jump.
Then he would not have gotten jarred by the fence, because it's not a tall fence by any stretch.
Scott Kingery, the batter, after the trip to the mound. No balls and 1 strike. Right-handers had been 0 for 3 against Snelton since his call-up. Kingery lofts it out to right center, and McCutchen is under it. It makes the catch. 1 out. And now Jorge Alfaro coming up.
I'm glad to see Scott Kingery stay in this ball game, because anything with your digits, you know, when he dove back into first base, hopefully that's just not something that's going to linger, and those will linger with you the entire season.
Bouncing ball foul. Bouncing ball through the middle, a base hit. And Williams will stop at second. And it was misplayed by Hernandez. Alfaro gets to second, Williams to third.
Have an inning.
E8 after the base hit.
I don't know if he was going to try and make a play, or thought Nick Williams was going to try and take third base here, but Hernandez very aggressive.
Well, that ends at 0 for 10 for Alfaro. And now Eflin is up with 1 out. Infield back. Phillies up 8-0. Three errors now in the game for the Giants. And Eflin strikes out for the 3rd time. 2 outs. And Cesar Hernandez will be the next batter. Cesar back in the 4th inning.
Free and easy. Such a handsy swing. So quick to the baseball.
Fouls it off to the right. 0-2 to Cesar.
You capitalize on the opponent's mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Odubel leads off with a walk. Bullet hit to Longo at 3rd. Very well could have been a double play. Next thing you know, it's 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. And Santana hits a home run.
And Longoria made an unbelievable play to get to the ball.
Yes.
Cesar fooled on that soft pitch. A changeup. The Phillies sent 8 men to the plate in the inning. They got a 3-run home run from Carlos Santana. That was nearly an unbelievable catch by Gorkis Hernandez in center. But then the fence got in the way. And the ball dropped under the bushes to give the Phils an 8-0 lead. Was dazzling his last time out on the mound. Wednesday in Miami, the Phillies needed to get back on track, and Aaron took the mound with no other option in mind. His changeup was effective all game as he held the Marlins to 4 hits and struck out 7, at one point retiring 17 straight hitters, the most for a Phillies pitcher since Cole Hamels did so in 2015. Nola delivered a necessary win, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Aaron Nola hopes that Odubel Herrera can hit a 3-run home run, and Cesar Hernandez can hit a 2-run home run, and Carlos Santana can have a 3-run home run in tomorrow's ball game, because that's when he'll take the baseball again for the Phils. Right now it's Zach Eflin who gets all the runs. That's good for him, because last time out he pitched so well he didn't get many runs.
Right.
He only got the 1. Posey pulls it foul on the ground. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a looper out toward left center. That'll drop for a hit for Posey. He's 2 for 3. Second time tonight he's had a leadoff single. Brandon Belt's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, sometimes pace of play has to go out the window, and I'm talking about Brandon Belt, and I'll tell you why I'm talking about that. You know, he writes a blog every week along with his buddy Brandon Crawford, and it's very entertaining. I would suggest anyone that's interested in baseball go on and read it. But the last blog he wrote, he was talking about the longest at bat in modern history, and he was a part of it. It was when they were playing in Anaheim, and he saw 21 pitches in one at bat. Get this, 12 minutes and 45 seconds was the at bat. 21 pitches, 16 foul balls. It ended up being a fly out to the outfield when it was all said and done. But you know, he said in the blog post it really got him locked in for the rest of the game. He had 3 hits in that game, including a home run. The Giants went on to win it, but it was an epic at bat with the 21 pitches. And you know, if you get a chance to look at these blog posts, they're very interesting because you get a real chance to see his personality and what he thinks about the game on a weekly basis. You know, you don't often get a chance to learn about some of these major league ball players, you know, from a personal standpoint. He writes about his family. He writes about his family vacations and his kids and his wife. And it's very interesting stuff. But he also writes about baseball, and he was very excited about that 21 pitch at bat. It was something special.
He had to be tuckered out after it was over.
I would think. 12 minutes and 45 seconds.
That is incredible.
Out of Nacogdoches, Texas.
He also talked about his trip to Napa and playing the newlywed game with Brandon Crawford and his wife, too, in the post. So you get a little bit of everything.
Fastball outside, 2-2.
Well, doesn't have far to go to Napa.
But still, he's giving a flavor for those of us that aren't near there.
That's right.
Murph, you ever been to Napa?
I have. It is awesome.
My wife has wanted to go for years.
Take her.
You watch the 4 kids and Slider?
Strike 3 called. Now just bring him over. It'll just add to it. Here's the 21 pitch at bat. Count him up, Ben. 1, 2. How about the pitcher, though? and how frustrated he must have been. Man, I keep thinking I got this guy.
Just the fact that he was able to lay off a couple, because you swing that many times. You swing that many times, and you start to think, well, you can get your bat on everything. But to be able to lay off some.
At this point in the home run derby, somebody would bring him something to drink. Well, he's getting closer. Here's 21. Here it is. Look.
That's great stuff.
That was a great reaction.
12 minutes and 45 seconds. I can't get past that number. I mean, that's a lot of foul balls. I get that. But imagine being in the batter's box for 12 minutes and 45 seconds.
Well, like I said, it's like a home run derby almost.
That is remarkable.
No balls and 2 strikes to Longoria. And a liner out toward left field. Hoskins got a good jump. 2 outs.
Very good jump.
Brandon Crawford is due up. Crawford is 0 for 2. Tonight, Zach has done a very good job of getting the outside part of the plate.
Yes.
I mean, he's worked all quadrants, but the outside part of the plate for him tonight has really been effective.
Goes to show you fastball command. I know we talk about it constantly, but his fastball command tonight has just been, everything has worked off of that.
there's that fastball command. I mean, it's 95 down.
But it's so free and easy. There's no extra exertion out there. There's no extra effort.
Three and one. Fly ball center field. And Odubel has to move a few steps over and in. No runs, one hit, and one man left. Middle of the sixth. It's 8-0 Phils. Plays of the nights.
Well, Zach Eflin has been on point. The fastball has been good. Slider, the changeup early on in the ball game was good. He's been getting that outside corner to lefties. He's been locking up righties inside. And just basically, Tom, throwing balls by people.
Yes, he has.
Free and easy, gets the Panda with a hook down below. There's another ball in the outside corner. He keeps getting there. Brian Knight keeps giving it to him. They are your GMC precision plays.
Eflin 6 innings, 4 hits, 9 strikeouts, 95 pitches. He can go back out there again in the 7th. Nick Hundley is in the ball game for Buster Posey as Snelton continues after allowing 3 runs in his 1 inning of work so far. One ball and 1 strike.
He had 2 on in the first, did Zach Eflin. And then 2 on the first 2 leadoff hitters, Hansen and Hernandez, in the 5th inning. Reached and was able to get out of that. But other than that, relatively easy for the big right-hander.
Reese just a hair out front there. And a line drive to left field. That'll be in for a hit. Blanco got to it quickly. It'll hold Hoskins for a single. His timing was much better there. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. ShopChooseNissan.com. And by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. So Hoskins is aboard for the second time tonight. Odubel has reached base safely in 36 consecutive games. That's dating back to last year. 32 to start this season. Hoskins has reached base safely in 30 of 33 games to start this year. Now Reese has done it with more walks probably than Odubel. Odubel's done it with some more hits and a couple hit by pitch.
I'm surprised Belt is still holding Hoskins on at first.
Down 8-0.
Yeah, 6th inning. Thank you, Mr. Net. I think that net just saved somebody. The ball was scorched.
If they weren't paying attention, because it was hit hard. In the air to right field. That is a bullet. Another home run for Odubel Herrera. A 2-run shot. He has 5 RBIs. 10-0 Phillies.
There are a lot of crooked numbers on this board tonight, T-Mac.
It's nice to see.
This man is on fire. I mean, on fire. Righties, lefties, fastballs, curveballs, sliders, doesn't matter. He knows this one's gone too. Strong man. What a sound.
Well, that's 5 home runs. It's his second career multi-home run game. The other one was back on the 27th of April against the Braves. Exit velocity on that one was 110. Ball and no strikes to Franco. 2 balls, no strikes. Look at that youngster. Look how excited he is that he got that ball. That is a great shot.
That's great.
You can get that ball autographed now.
I hope he didn't have to barehand it. I hope he picked it up after it stopped rolling.
110 exit velocity. You're right about that.
Another good swing by Michael. I mean, Snelton's not a hard thrower, so you would think that Michael, we've seen him in years past, want to go out and get the baseball. That pitch right there, he let travel. He made a concerted effort to drive the ball towards right center field.
Pulls it toward left. That's a base hit. Michael has now hit it 5 straight.
He's on to something, Tom. He really is.
Well, that's good because they could certainly use it.
Now, talking with Greg Murphy today. You know Greg Murphy.
Yeah.
We were talking about, because obviously I wasn't on the road. Murph's down in the dugout with these guys every day. But he said the way Michael acts in the dugout, he said it's so uplifting. He's always talking. He's always cheering on his teammates. He's just really into the baseball game. And he said, you know, he's noticed it in years past, but this year, he's really being more vocal, being more upbeat.
Well, and I think with Freddie gone, maybe that opens the door more for him to be that way. You know, because Freddie was, you know, the leader.
Murph said if there's a guy that you can count on every day to rally the troops or get them going or just keep it going, it's been Michael.
Two. Well, the Phillies can get his production in the middle of this lineup to be sustained the way it's been the last couple weeks. It'll be very helpful. Fly ball right center field. Waiting for it is McCutcheon. And that is the first out here in the 6th.
Hey, Ben, I just heard your report.
Yes.
I just wanted to confirm that was all true.
All right, see ya.
You have good sources.
I do have good sources. Yeah. But, you know, it's nice to hear. We always...
Murph, I'm glad he's not putting words in your mouth.
No. That would be unsanitary. But no, I mean, Murph was, he said, honestly, he has been that guy the entire season. And that's great to hear. We know how hard Michael works.
He's having fun. That's what struck me, is you could just see how much fun he's having playing this game right now. And it's infectious. It really is down here in the dugout.
I think the best compliment that was paid to Michael came out of the mouth of Scott Sheridan in spring training. And Scott said to me, you know, Michael, whenever his career is over, he's not going to have to look himself in the mirror and says, man, I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have worked harder. I think that's the best compliment you could ever pay towards a player.
I would agree with that.
Is how hard he works.
Right, that you don't have any regrets.
Exactly right.
No balls and 2 strikes to Williams.
How's that mood down there tonight, Murph? I'd have to say it's pretty exciting down on the bench.
What's that? I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said, how's that mood down on the bench tonight?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of energy down here.
Murph couldn't even hear you.
I couldn't even hear you. It's so loud. That's right.
Tomorrow's starter, Aaron Nola. Bouncing ball to the right side, flagged down by Hanson and a knockdown. Throw to first in time to get Williams. Williams is asking everybody to put the headphones on. He does move.
He smelled a hit too. I think he got him. Yep. Good hustle though by Nick.
And Nick does not skimp when it comes to hustle.
No.
Kingery is 1 for 2, or 1 for 3, I should say. He's got a chance to drive in another run. Phillies have scored 10 runs for the 3rd time this season. Ground ball over to third, and Longoria throws out Kingery. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 man left. We go to the 7th. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. The Phillies, boy, they put a 10 spot up on the board tonight. 10 runs on 10 hits. 3 in the first. The first home run by Odubel. He has 2, a 3-run shot and a 2-run shot. And now Zach Eflin can afford to kind of front run as we go to the top of the 7th in what could possibly be his final inning. And he will face Alan Hansen. Hansen, Hernandez, and then the pitcher spot. Pedro Florimon has come on to play center field for Odubel. Jesmuel Valentin is on to play second base. So just as Bruce Bochy's getting Buster Posey some time off, that's the theory for Gabe Kapler with Hernandez and Cesar, or Herrera and Cesar.
Selfishly, I'd like to see if Odubel could hit another one.
Yeah, because he's got that swing down right now. 2-2.
Pretty good spot there, huh?
Sure was.
You know who would do that all the time?
Get Pine Tar?
No. You would swing and the bottom hand would come off his bat and you would wrap around with your top hand. We had talked about him earlier, his son, Lil Sarge.
Oh, really?
Gary Matthews Jr. would do that constantly. And Gary Jr. and I played together from A-ball all the way up to the big leagues with San Diego.
And did you remind him about that all the time?
I actually did last year. We played golf together in Atlanta. And I said, Lil Sarge, remember? You would always, he goes, I don't know why that happened.
Out to left center field, Florimon will track it down. 1 out. Gabe Kapler's on the second step. Rookie Hernandez. He's coming up. Maybe he's taking a look to see who's in the on deck circle. It's Tomlinson. It's a nice slider right there to get ahead 0-1.
Same arm speed, same arm slot.
Fly ball, shallow right field. Nick Williams. He took a half a step back, but now meanders in to make the catch. 2 outs. Tomlinson coming up. So Kelby Tomlinson is the pinch hitter. Jerry Davis, they asked him if that was a swing. He says no. And 2 balls, no strikes. This is a career high 107 pitches for Eflin. Well, if he loses Tomlinson, that's going to be it for him.
Yeah.
And he just lost Tomlinson. So that's going to wind up, I think that's going to wind up being it. Here comes Gabe Kapler. And he signals to the bullpen. So Zach Eflin's evening is done after 6 2/3. From a Phillies standpoint, you have to be happy with these 2 outings from Zach Eflin. I mean, the first one, movement, secondary pitches, and what a nice reaction from the crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. We've got a pitching change in the 7th inning with 2 outs. Zach Eflin's night is done. Zach Curtis is coming in for the Phils. This Friday night when the New York Mets come to town. Saturday is Comcast Fanatic About Reading Night. And then Sunday is Mother's Appreciation Day, thanks to the folks at Hers. Hey, free ladies, pull over to women 15 and older. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Zach Eflin, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Responsible for the base runner at first. And Zach Curtis. We'll try to get this last out here. With Adam Morgan being put on the disabled list, it does put more of a responsibility on the shoulders of Curtis. If the Phillies do need a lefty to face a lefty, he doesn't have the same movement as Adam Morgan does. Phillies will also rely on their right-handers, guys with good changeups, and even the cutter from Tommy Hunter, guys like that, to get lefties too. Blanco is 0 for 3. He has struck out. He's flied out twice. So back-to-back walks. That puts 2 on for McCutchen.
Cutch is probably thinking, hey, Boach, why don't I get some innings off? Bear down right here.
Here comes Craddy. He's going to come out. He's at 6 straight out of the strike zone, or excuse me, it is 6 of 7 out of the strike zone. So Krantz's conversation is complete. And Zach Curtis back to work to try to get a strike here and get the final out of the 7th inning. There you go.
Whatever Cranny told him got him back in the strike zone.
Now the runners will be off with the count 3-2. 10-0 Phillies. Hundley on deck. Swing and a miss. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he gets the final out here in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. The night is done for Zach Eflin. No runs tonight for the big right-hander. The last Giants player before Brandon Crawford to win 3 consecutive Gold Gloves.
At first I thought maybe it's Buster Posey because he does have the gold on there, but I'm thinking Yadier Molina wins it every year in the National League. The only person that I could think of would be JT Snow, who I played against for years, and it seems like he won it every year.
JT Snow is correct. He won 4, 97 to 2000. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Speaking of guys with great gloves, where's Greg Murphy? I don't mean you, Murph.
Well, I had a good glove, but this guy, yeah, he had a great glove. Say hello to Jimmy Rollins, who's in the house tonight.
Hello, Jimmy Rollins.
It is nice to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. How you been?
I'm well. I've been hiding out down south on golf courses and obviously some postseason work, but came back up. The Sixers got a big win tonight. I didn't go and ring that bell to watch a loss, and they did their thing.
That's right. So the good luck charm tonight down at the Sixers game was this guy. He rang the bell ahead of the game, and they come up with their first win in this series. And then you come on over here, and we're up by a touchdown and a field goal.
5-0 when I got here, and I'm like, I told Swanee down in the clubhouse, if I come back and the team's losing, I'm going to have to see you about something. I guess he got the message across to the boys.
You know, you better be careful. We're going to have you here every night.
Well, hey, you know what? That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad. Who's that short?
Wouldn't that be great? You know, we were just talking about this team, and you know, it's a young team, and it's a team with a bunch of energy. It reminds a lot of people of, you know, 2004, 2005, 2006. What have you seen from these guys as they battle and you know, hang around the top of the NL East?
Well, that's number one. That they're at the top. I remember right before Jackie Robinson Day. Well, that week coming into that, I think, or week a little bit more, they won 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 9, whatever it was, and they caught a hot streak. And then, you know, as you know, as a young team, you get a little happy, you can celebrate, and what you have to figure out is how not to lose consecutive games after that. You can play 500 ball and maintain, but how not to get back on the downside of that slope. So that's something they'll learn. We had to learn it. It took us really till about the midpoint of 2006 where we started putting things together consistently, and then obviously 2007 a slow start, but we were able to finish strong. 2008, 9, and so on and so forth. So it takes time. You know, you don't get there and figure it out right away. Sometimes you get lucky and you have one spectacular season where everybody's having a career season. It's like, oh, this is team forever. And then you can have a little reshuffling of the cards, guys leaving. Now where are you? So hopefully these guys can stay together. Obviously the game is different now. But you put a group of guys together. You got Odubel, who's obviously, you know, right now by far, but the best player on the team. You got Cesar, who's solid at seconds. JP, when he gets healthy. Kingery, who's there in this place. Obviously, Hoskins, everybody knows what he can do. It's just doing it every day collectively as one. And once they do that, they'll figure out how to win. But you have to start one, believing in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, you can look at the other guys and they can look at you and say, let's go.
You know, it's great listening to you talk about the game. I know you love this game. Obviously, it's been such a big part of your life for so long. So how is adjusting to life, not playing the game? Still a part of it, obviously, but not playing it.
Oh, there are definitely times I'm like, man, I just want to go out there and hit something. You know, you see a defensive play, and it's like, man, I used to make that play all the time. What's the big deal? But I'm okay. I'm really okay. The only time I really just genuinely missed a game was October, when I'm covering the games and everything's on the line. The 162, I don't really miss that as much, to be honest. But it's trying to win those 11 games in October. That's the part that I sit there and I miss dearly. It's like you see guys win, you know, and it's funny when you're going through it, you know, you're not as emotional. But I'll see a team win and know what it took to get to that point and start crying because I know the joy. So that's the part that I really miss. The 162 to grind, you know, what are we, in early May? Nah, not so much, but you get to October, it doesn't matter what you're feeling when you get there, you're ready to rock and roll.
You know, this place was kind of cool in October, wasn't it?
This place was electric. I mean, this was the best place to be. I wouldn't trade it for any other place in the world.
How's the golf game?
It's getting there. I've actually, it's funny, so when I first was out the game, I was like, okay, I've played a little bit of golf, but I really don't understand, you know, how the clubs work, you know, the distant gap between each club. And, you know, it's hard to believe that at first because you're looking at a target, you got this club, and it's like, I hit the ball way further than that. But the club is designed to only hit the ball so far. Once I started getting that down and believing, you know, in myself and with the clubs, then the score started coming down. And I actually had a chance to shoot my first 80s. But I get to 18, you know, just kind of proud of myself. Dropped the 8. No, I dropped the 8. Bro, dropped the 8. First, you know, the first shot is just a little bit, like in the first cut of rough. I'm like, that's fine. I'm still only 150 out. Take a 7, pull it to the left. I'm right behind the curb. I'm trying to chip over the curb. The ball hits the curb, pops straight up and down. Then I just got, after that, my mind was, I'm like, see, there it is. The 80's gone, and it was 80-something. But it was fun, and it's still a lot of fun not playing golf. It's a nice swing. But that's what we do. When we retire, we go try to conquer something else.
Jesbal Valentin with his first major league hit. Do you remember that moment?
I really do. It was a triple. Not here. It was, well, I guess it was somewhere around there across the street, but over at Veterans, and Harry Callis was on the call. You know, and every once in a while I will pull on my highlights, and that's the first thing it always start off with is that Harry Callis. Watch him fly. And that's a call I'll never forget.
Well, that highlight reel is probably about an hour and a half long. You know what we're going to see right here? We're going to see Jimmy Rollins, first grade. You want to call this play-by-play?
It was a 3-2 pitch. I'd actually struck out my first at bat, but they called ball 4. The umpire winked at me because I had him in the minor leagues. But so I get the next at bat, and I finally took my first swing. I couldn't swing my very first bat. No matter what I did, the bat would not move off my shoulder. So when I swung, the ball got down in the corner, and I was off to the races.
You had more hits than anybody else that ever wore this uniform. Jimmy Rollins, great to see you. Great to have you back here. Don't be a stranger. Hopefully we can see you in October.
I would love that. I would love that. Trust me, I would be here.
Jimmy Rollins, thanks so much. Good to see you. Guys?
All right, Murph, thank you very much. It is always good to see Jimmy. He looks like he's still 25 years old.
Some men just don't age.
Yep, you know that is. 1 ball and 1 strike to Rhys Hoskins. 1-2. Wonder how J-Roll thought Eflin looked tonight. I mean, he was traded for Jimmy.
Yeah.
That was a hard trade. Chase was a hard trade. Those were tough to say goodbye to those guys.
Cole.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Hoskins. Off the end of the bat, out towards shallow center. Tomlinson backpedaling. And there's the final out. Well, we saw his first hit, and let's take a look at the last hit to put him over Mike Schmidt as the all-time hits leader in Philadelphia Phillies history. Pretty sweet swing to right. There were more hits to come after that, but that was a special day. Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Sir Anthony Dominguez will be the new pitcher for the Phillies, and he's really new. They just added him to the roster today. He's about to make his major league debut. He was lights out at Reading and Lehigh Valley. In fact, they only pitched in a handful of games in Lehigh Valley, but he was impressive. Gabe saw him on an off day down in Reading and really liked what he saw. We also saw him in spring training, and in spring training he looked like he was close to major league ready at that point. The first pitch at 97.
Well, it's nice to see the Phillies have a game like this to get Dominguez in the ball game, get his feet wet, get those nerves out of the way.
Spent most of last year in Clearwater. He started 13 games in Clearwater last season. fouled it back, and it remains 0-2. 23 years old. He won't be 24 until this November. He is from Esperanza, Dominican Republic. The 0-2 pitch coming to Hundley. That one at 98 zips past Alfaro. Unfortunately, Dominguez was added to the roster because Adam Morgan had to be placed on the DL with a sore back. Another fastball fouled back. Hundley's been good for the Giants. 333.
Hits lefties well. Does a nice job behind the dish.
Try to change up. So fastball, slider, change up so far. Belt is on deck. Popped up left side. Backpedaling is Franco in foul territory. One gone. The other part, and I think we noticed this in spring training, that Gabe talked about today when watching Dominguez. He said there's very little that rattles him. His demeanor and his actions, the way he stands, you know, nothing's fidgety. Everything stays the same the entire time.
Oh, if you had his stuff, would you feel confident out there?
I would feel really confident. Let me look at that 98 on the hands of Bell.
Cut.
Two. Johnson warming up again at the bullpen. Popped up again left side. Franco has a long way to go, and he's going to get there.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's a similar play. He may have hurt himself as he went up above the tarp. Shake it off, Michael. Shake it off. 2 outs.
He had a long way to go. Good closing speed right there.
Well, now 2 outs. And here's Longoria. Pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
You think it makes a difference when the catcher drops it like that? Because we've seen more drops the last couple of years, but you think it makes a difference?
Yes. If you don't catch the ball, the umpire thinks no way it's going to be a strike. Quick worker.
And a strike 3 called. A slider that freezes Longoria. And the debut of Sir Anthony Dominguez is a 17-pitch 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning.
Hold on to that baseball. That's going to the trophy case. And a heck of a player to get at Longoria. Welcome to the big leagues. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th.
Anthony Dominguez picked up his first major league strikeout, and it came against Evan Longoria with a slider that sort of froze Longoria, and he knew it. And then back in the dugout, Diego Atedgi is explaining to Sir Anthony that he wants the baseball to give to our buddy Phil Sheridan, because Phil is going to mark it up and signify it that it's the first major league strikeout for Sir Anthony.
Good job, Diego.
He was sitting in there. He's probably still sitting with Diego. Diego is our interpreter.
There he is.
Yep. Florimon will lead it off against Pierce Johnson. Last year we saw Diego up here with us in the press box working for the PR department. He still does the same stuff, but now in the dugout, which makes a lot of sense. And Murph talked about, you know, guys that are always happy to be there.
Valentina's first base hit. Dominguez his first strikeout. It's been an all-around really good night, Tom.
Sure has. Let's hope it continues to tomorrow night too. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Florimon. Johnson delivers high.
Don't think that loss yesterday didn't sting a lot to these guys.
That loss can go down as one of the tougher losses of a season. So, but the key is to bounce back the next day, and they have bounced back. I mean, because you have a chance to beat the team that is picked to win the division and win the series, but also come home in first place.
Right.
A place that you haven't held at this point in the year since 2011. A line drive toward right field, and it is off the scoreboard. And Florimon on his way to second base.
Quick bat. Able to get to that pitch in. They can run. He's able to get to it, barrel it, and keep it fair.
Off the top.
Scorched.
About 4 feet, 3 feet before it went out. Maikel Franco is 1 for 4 with a run scored tonight.
Back toward the middle. Backhanded by Tomlinson. Man, they robbed him of a hit just because of the way the shift was set up. Over to third is Florimone. Following the ball game, Rob Ellis, Ricky Metallica, Corey Seidman will be along to talk about the outing by Zach Eflin, plus the offensive night for Odubel Herrera and the Phils offense as a whole. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies postgame live. Santana has a 3-run home run tonight, 1 for 4. 0-1. Pulled to the right side, scooped up by Belt. A run will score, and it's 11-0 Phillies. RBI for Santana. That gives him 4 RBIs tonight.
Go thank Michael.
Yeah, really.
Ball hit hard. There have been some loud noises tonight.
They really have swung the bat well. Williams takes a strike. Williams has had a good night. Tomorrow the Phillies will face Derek Hollins. Again, a 7:05 first pitch. Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phils. A high chopper over to the right side. Belt's got it. And that'll do it for the Phils in the inning. But they do get one more run on 1 hit. They don't leave anybody. On to the 9th inning we go. The Phils trying to close out game 1 of this 4-game series. Defensive play of the game.
Very first inning off Evan Longoria's bat. Scott Kingery saves a run right here. Saves Zach Eflin, giving up an earned run. Scotty jetpacks, getting some air, some elevation.
Yeah, I wonder how much that changed the complexion of this game, because that would have been the first run of the game.
Yes, it would have. As your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
And you know, Eflin really did bounce back and get that out, and then really took control after that. 6 2/3, 4 hits. And now Yaxel Rios will be the new pitcher. Facing Brandon Crawford. Rios 3.21 ERA. Two balls, no strikes.
tough player of the game.
Yeah. I lean Odubel.
Yeah, I guess you have to give it to Odubel. 2 homers, 5 RBIs. But Zach Eflin was ridiculous.
And it's back-to-back starts for Eflin,
right.
too. Out of the glove of Alfaro, 2-2. That last pitch was at 98 miles an hour. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Arrieta looking on. He's been watching the whole night. Saw a great performance from Eflin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Crawford stays alive. Chopper back through the middle, a base hit. Crawford picks up his first hit of the night. 11 hits now in his last 22 at bats. And a leadoff single here in the 9th inning for the Giants. And here's Hansen coming up. Hansen is 1 for 3. Back to the mound. Rios has got it to second for 1. Kingery to first in time.
Well done.
Yeah, well played all the way around. A 1-6-3 double play. Hate to say it, but sometimes that initial throw is not a pretty one. But Rios threw it right to the bag.
Yeah, different mechanics, different speed, different arm angle. But he fires a strike.
Well, he was an infielder before he converted to being a pitcher late in his high school career.
He did so well there, he didn't decelerate his arm. And he followed through.
Urquiz Hernandez now the batter. Once one of the top prospects in the Atlanta Braves organization. Little looper out to left. That'll be in for a base hit. Hernandez aboard with a 2-out single. And now Tomlinson up for the second time. He walked his first time up. The Mets have hung on and have defeated the Reds 7-6. The only other teams in the division that are playing tonight, well, all but the Braves are playing. Miami's trailing Chicago 9-2. That game's in the 7th inning. Washington will be in San Diego. That game is just about ready to get underway. So the Braves will hold on to first place for at least another day. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Why the drops, Ben? Is it concentration, or is it just where the ball's landing in the glove?
I think he's just trying to move his mitt before he catches it.
Oh, to get it into the zone.
To get it into the zone.
I got you. That makes sense. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Foul to the right. Nice play off the stairwell. I don't know about you, Ben, Carl, Pete. I would have called that strike 3.
It looked good.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Tomlinson. Hernandez takes his lead off first, not being held. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. 99 to top it all off from Yaxel Rios. For the Giants in the 9th, no runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. The Phils take game 1, 11-0 over the San Francisco Giants. Inside that stroll, there he is Odubel Herrera. He had a big night, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Cesar had a nice night as well. Cesar had a 2-run home run, was on base 3 times. Carlos Santana also homered for the Phils. And those homers are part of our W. Mason deliveries of the game. Long ball.
There were a lot of them. Odubel here in the first with a 3-run jack. 424 feet later. Really all the Phillies needed, but they added to it in the 4th inning. Cesar, go down and get it. That was just a 2-run homer, Tom. In the 5th inning, Carlos Santana, 3-run homer. Gorkys Hernandez in and out. He's in disbelief. But Carlos will take it. I put the Phillies up 8-0. And then the 6th inning, Odubel again off Snelton. Hanging breaking ball. Odubel knows it's gone. A rocket on out of here. Put the Phillies up 10-0. 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, and he's down on the field with our Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, a little El Torito power today. A 2-home-run game, 2nd time in 10 days that you've had a 2-home-run game. I know you're not out there trying to hit home runs, but you obviously are seeing the ball really well right now.
Yeah, thank to God, I'm seeing the ball very well, and I'm just trying to hit the ball hard, and because when you hit the ball hard, anything can happen.
You know, you've been on base 36 straight games as you get as you get beaten up by Hector. 36 straight games on base. Is that something you even think about as you head into a game?
No, I don't think about that. I just want to get on base, because if I get on base to my team, anything can happen.
Talk a little bit about Zach Eflin tonight. I know you like playing behind him. He was terrific tonight, and you know he's got that pace going, and he's able to trust you guys as well.
Yeah, Flynn is a very good pitcher. He put the ball in play. He just trying to throw a strike, and I like to play defense behind him, because he's a good pitcher.
This winning's fun, isn't it?
Very fun.
Odubel, thank you. Guys, back upstairs. It's very fun.
All right, Murph, thank you. Our Chevrolet player of the game is right-hander Zach Eflin. The Phillies watched him last start. They didn't get a lot of runs for him. He had a no-hitter through 5, gave up the no-hitter in the 6th. But tonight, I mean, he was dealing the contacts.
He was dealing, just on top of his game tonight. 6 2/3, 9 strikeouts, just the 4 hits. The fastball was electric. He was able to throw it by a lot of these Giant hitters, but also had a good breaking ball, slider, couple changeup early on to Brandon Belt, but that fastball was electric.
And he is our Chevrolet player of the game. No Giants player reached 3rd base tonight. That's how good the Phillies pitchers were in an 11-0 victory. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.